things that we're believing for, dreams that we want to accomplish, problems we're hoping will turn around. Maybe it's to see our family restored, to lose some weight, to break an addiction, to start our own business. But sometimes as it goes on month after month, even year after year, and we don't see anything changing, it's easy to get discouraged and think, it's never going to happen. This is as good as it gets. I'll just learn to live with it. And while it is good to be content where we are, we shouldn't lose our expectancy. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And there will always be forces trying to convince us to settle where we are. On a regular basis, you have to stir your faith up. God hasn't brought you this far to leave you. What He started in your life, He's going to finish. You may not see how it's going to work out, but God has a way. When you believe, the Creator of the universe goes to work. And Paul said here in Galatians 6, don't get tired of doing what's right, for in due season you will reap if you don't give up. And what I sense in my spirit is that we are entering into a due season year. A year where God is going to show out in your life. Promises you've been standing on. Dreams you've been praying about. In this due season year, God is going to cause things to fall into place. He's going to make things happen that you couldn't make happen on your own. Problems you've been believing to turn around, in due season, things are going to change in your favor. You may have had that addiction for 20 years. You've tried your best again and again to break it, no success. The good news is, this is your due season. This is your year to be free. Or maybe you've struggled in your finances. You can't seem to get ahead. You take one step forward, 2 steps backwards. Let this phrase sink down into your spirit. Due season is here. Promotion is coming. Good breaks are coming. Lack is not your destiny. Constantly struggling, barely getting by is not the end of your story. Keep believing, keep expecting, keep honoring God. Abundance is headed your way. In this due season year, your cup is going to run over. See, sometimes you need these words of faith and victory spoken over your life. Words have creative power. If you'll let them take root in your spirit, they can help ignite your dreams, ignite your faith, ignite the potential on the inside. Your mind may try to talk you out of it. You can't figure out how it's going to happen. That's okay. That's not your job. Your job is to believe. Your job is to say, yes, God, this is for me today. I believe that it's my due season year. A lot of people these days struggle with depression. It's like a dark cloud follows them around. They haven't been able to shake it in the past. Looks like that's the way it's always going to be. But the difference is you've come into a due season. God is about to lift you out of that pit, set your feet up on a rock, and put a new song in your heart. In due season, chains are broken. Depression cannot stay. Sadness has to go. You're going to feel a new sense of joy, a new happiness, a new passion for your life. I was talking to a young lady last week, and she'd gone through a breakup in a relationship about 3 years ago, and she was very discouraged, very lonely, didn't think she'd ever meet the right person. And I told her what I'm telling you, in this due season year, divine connections are coming your way. God is going to bring somebody into your life better than you ever imagined. Now you've got to get in agreement with God all through the day. Lord, thank you that 2015 is my due season year. Lord, I believe this is my year to get healthy and whole. This is my year to meet the people of my dreams. This is my year to go further in my career, to step into a new level of my destiny. My brother Paul has a son named Matthew, my nephew. At the age of 12, Matt started struggling with depression. He lost all interest in school. He wouldn't engage socially with the other students or hardly even his own family. And it seemed like the more Paul and Jennifer prayed, the worse Matt became. The depression eventually got so bad that he had to drop out of school. Here, Matt is so smart, so talented, but it didn't look like he would fulfill his destiny. The scripture says, if you don't get tired of doing what's right, you will reap. Paul didn't see anything changing, but he kept praying. He kept believing. God, you said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. You said, the seed of the righteous will be mighty in the land. You said, your plans for Matt are for good and not evil. Year after year went by, no sign of anything improving. But one day, unexpectedly, out of the blue, it was like those chains of depression were broken off of Matt. He got his joy back. He got his passion back. He had a whole new outlook on life. He went back and finished high school. He went to college and got his bachelor's degree, went on to law school, got his law degree. Today, Matt is an attorney working with us here on staff at Lakewood in the ministry. Right here on the front row, that's Matt and his beautiful wife, Mandy. What happened? Matt came into a due season. Didn't look like it would ever get better, but suddenly, unexpectedly, out of the ordinary, things turned in his favor. You may be facing a situation like my brother Paul that you've been praying about for a long time. Doesn't look like it will ever change. You could easily get discouraged. Just accept it. Think, hey, Joel, I'm never going to get well. My child's never going to straighten up. My business is not going to make it. No, you need to get ready. You're coming into a due season. Like with Matt, unexpectedly, out of the ordinary, suddenly things are going to change in your favor. That business that's slow, doesn't look like it's going to make it. God knows how to bring you customers, new clients, cause you to stand out. God can give you ideas, creativity, wisdom. He's called Jehovah Jireh, the Lord our provider. One touch of his favor can put you 50 years down the road. Now keep believing, keep expecting. Don't get tired of doing what's right. In other words, don't start complaining about what's not working out, how it's never going to resolve. If Paul would have gone around saying, I don't think Matt's ever going to straighten up. I think that depression is going to get the best of him. Matt probably wouldn't be where he is today. Stay in faith. When you're tempted to get discouraged, turn it around. Lord, I want to thank you. This is my due season year. This is my year to see increase. This is my year to conceive that baby that we've been dreaming about. This is my year to get free from that chronic pain, to see breakthroughs in my life. This is what a lady did in the scripture. She had been sick for 12 years with a bleeding disorder. She'd been to the best doctors of her day, tried different treatment, different medicines, nothing seemed to work. She could have thought, this is my lot in life. I've been told by the experts I'll never get well. I'll have to learn to live with it. No, deep down, this lady knew she was supposed to be healthy and whole, that she was a victor and not a victim. One day, a friend told her that Jesus was passing through her town. When she heard that, something rose up on the inside and said, this is your time. This is your moment. It's your due season. She heard what I'm telling you today. And even though she was weak from losing blood, even though every thought told her that she was wasting her time, she started making her way through the crowd trying to get to Jesus, moving people out of the way, saying, excuse me, I need to get through. Pardon me, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm on a mission. It's my due season. The scripture says she kept saying to herself, if I can touch him, I know I will be healed. She didn't just say it once. She said it again and again. Healing is coming. Restoration is coming. Favor is coming. She was filled with expectancy, believing that something good was about to happen. As Jesus passed by, you know the story, she reached out and barely touched the edge of his robe. Instantly, she was made whole. Jesus stopped, said to his disciples, who just touched me? They said, Jesus, what do you mean? It's packed. Everybody's touching you. He said, no, somebody touched me with such faith, with such expectancy, that they drew the miracle-working power right out of me. About that time, Jesus saw this woman. She was afraid, nervous, thought she had done something wrong. Jesus smiled and said, daughter, your faith has made you whole. You are free from this disease. What am I saying? When we live with expectancy, it gets God's attention. When we go through the day saying, Lord, I believe this is my due season year. This is my year to accomplish dreams, to break free from this depression. This is my year to meet the right people. This is my year to get healthy and whole. We're doing exactly what this lady did. Your faith can cause God to stop in his tracks. What I find interesting is Jesus didn't heal everyone around him that day. There were other sick people in the crowd, other people that had needs, but he passed on by. The difference was this lady released her faith. It started in her thinking. All through the day, we should have this expectancy. You have to keep talking to yourself the right way.